welcome to Hope's Emporium. So recently I just got a library card, which means I have been going absolutely crazy with reading library books, which means I'm reading books a lot faster than what I normally do. So I thought I would do a library book haul and wrap up. I have my pile of library books right here that I've been reading. Some of them I read, some of them I haven't, and then there are a few books that I have already returned, and then I'll speak about those as well. So let's get into it. So the books that I've already read but returned to the library are as follows. The first one I read was The Season of You of Me by Robin Constantine. This is about, it's a summer romance, but it got a little bit more to it than just the fluffy romance. It's dual perspective by the guy and the girl. The girl has broken up with her boyfriend and now she needs a change of scenery, so she goes and stays with her dad for the summer, who lives by the beach. And then she works as a camp counselor, and as a camp counselor she meets this guy there who is also a camp counselor, but he is super nervous to go back to camp counseling after he had his surfing accident and ended up in a wheelchair. Then I read Far From the Tree by Robin Benway. This is one of those stories about siblings who were adopted and find each other. There are a few of them, but most of them are normally two siblings. This is a group of three siblings, each one of them having been raised differently and have completely different backgrounds, but they share the same mom. So what happens is they meet each other. It's from all three perspectives, and it's nice to see each child's point of view. There are two girls and then the eldest is a boy, and it's just about them accepting that they actually have siblings. They've got people who look like them, who share the same blood and the same DNA, as well as their journey together to find out more about their host mom. I mean their birth mom. Wanderlust by J Malone. This is about a girl. Her sister was supposed to go to Europe and be a tour guide for the elderly, but then something happened to her sister that her sister can't go. So then what happens is this girl, she goes as her sister and she meets a guy there, but now she's lying to this guy and to all of these elderly people that she's making amazing connections with on the tour guide, but they all still think she is her sister. The Flip Side by Shawn Johnson. Shawn Johnson, the author, is an Olympic gold medalist for gymnastics, and this is her book that she wrote about her experiences. The book itself is about a girl called Charlie, and she separates her personal life from her gymnastics life. In gymnastics, she's known as Charlie, where she is working hard to compete and do the Olympic tryouts, where at school everyone knows her as Charlotte, and nobody at school knows that she is doing gymnastics. I have started reading this book. I haven't finished it yet. I am like one chapter in. So far I'm enjoying it. Under Rose Tainted Skies by Louise Cornell. This is about a girl. She has lots of mental health issues. She is scared of weird things as well. She's got OCD and a few other things. So because of this, she doesn't really leave her house, and she's always worried about things in life. Silly, I mean, not silly, but like small things that most of us wouldn't find scary or nerve-wracking. But then in this book, she meets a guy and things change. It's also a contemporary, but it's more of a it's got more core detail instead of just all the fluffy romance. I haven't read this book. It's still on my TBR. I look forward to reading it. I've heard good things about it on BookTube itself and on Goodreads, so I cannot wait to give it a try. The Loose Ends List by Carrie Firestone. This is about a girl. She is in her last summer between high school and college, and what happens is her and her best friend make this loose ends lists, everything they want to do before they go off to college. But then her gran, who she's really close with, drops this big bombshell on her by saying that she's dying. Her gran has got cancer. But now what her gran wants to do, instead of just get chemo or get chemo and accepted, or she has accepted. But what she does is she books her entire family on something called the Wishwell cruise. It is a cruise for the terminally ill, those who are dying, and the Wishwell grants all the dying's wishes before they die. So this girl, she ends up going on this cruise with her gran, meets all these patients, but then also finds her first love. So it's a lot of firsts and ups and downs, happies and sads. I have read this book and I really enjoyed it. It's definitely a must read for lots of people. I read it pretty quickly and I was so glad that I read it. There was lots of laughing involved, but also lots of crying, so keep tissues around. Something in Between by Melissa De La Cruz. This is about a girl. She does everything as she's told. She gets straight A's in school. Everything that's expected of her is what she does. But then one day she asks her parents for stuff to apply to colleges, and her parents finally tell her that their visas have expired and her parents are illegal immigrants, so she will not be able to apply to college. So now, because she knows all of this, she is stressed about what to happen in life, what's going to happen. But then she also meets someone else that changes things. I haven't read this book. It's still on my TBR and I cannot wait to read it. Lock and Key by Sarah Dessen. I know a lot about Sarah Dessen. Some of my friends really love reading her books, and I've heard great things about her books, but I've never actually read one. So while I was at the library looking at books, I found a few of Sarah Dessen's book on the shelf, but there were probably like 5 or 6 of them. So I decided, let me get one and I will give it a try. So I actually just grabbed one based on the cover. I really like this cover. I have no idea what it's about, so I cannot wait to read it. My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. I've read this book. It was really great. This is about a girl who lives with her mom and her sister. And then what happens is there have always been neighbors next door, the Garretts. And the Garretts have lots of children. There are 8 of them, 7 or 8 kids. And this girl's mom has never liked the neighbors. The one rule is never speak to these neighbors. Never speak to them. Don't just pretend they're not there, until one day this girl meets one of the Garrett boys who is her age, and she starts a relationship with him, but she keeps it a secret from her mom. But then something happens that completely turns her life upside down. So she's not sure which family is going to save her, hers or her mom's or Garrett's, the boy from next door. I read this book. I actually read it really quickly. I started it one night at around 6 p.m. and by 3 o'clock that morning I had finished it. It was a really great book. I didn't expect to love it so much, but it's definitely a read I will try and reread sometime. I really, really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to see more videos in future, please subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell icon to get notifications whenever I post. I try to post a video once a week. I haven't posted in the last 3 weeks because life just got in the way, but I am back up. Hopefully I'm going to be posting now once a week, and I normally post every Wednesday. Bye.